Give me that. There we go. So the following game also takes place on Wednesday, which is the closing fixture for Group A. That sees Scotland taking on Switzerland, and we touched base on it a little bit, but now we get to talk about it a little bit more. And Scotland, like you said, they sort of disappointed you. The performance was underwhelming in that first opening game. Look, they did play against Germany, and Germany is the host nation, so you can't expect to get Germany coming to you in that kind of pace. So as much as I was disappointed in Scotland because I did expect more of them, I also wasn't upset about the result considering the fact that you did come up against the giants, that is the Germans. So going into this game, Switzerland is second, and Switzerland, I think, like you said earlier, is going to finish second in this group. That's I hardly disagree with that, but we have to talk about this fixture here. They have to obviously beat Scotland first to ensure that they get that second spot. So that brings me to my next question. How do you think this game plays out? And does Scotland actually make it a fixture, or does Switzerland get the 3 points?
Look, this is going to be obviously a closer game. I would say, like, look, Hungary and Scotland was also a close game. I think this is also going to be a fairly close game, you know what I mean, in terms of, I would just say the teams in general. Obviously, Switzerland probably has I would say going forward, Switzerland probably a better team. And definitely more, I would say, fancy with the way they play, you know what I mean. But look, this game could be a draw. It could be a draw, so you know what I mean. I'm not saying that Scotland, you know, I'm not really basing it on the German game because Germany, you kind of expected them to kind of lose that. You know what I mean? Maybe they have put up a better performance 100%. But even in the games building up to the tournament, Scotland wasn't at their best. You know what I mean? And it kind of just seemed to me like, you know, they were just below par. So if somehow Scotland, you know, gets a result in this game, maybe they could progress to the next round. You know what I mean? I'm not writing them off completely. I'm just, you know, and the reality is I don't see a world where Scotland actually win this game and where it just falls into their place. You know what I mean? So for that reason, I think Switzerland will probably make a result here. I'm going to say 2-1 to Switzerland.
Switzerland. Look, Switzerland do have like the better players. They got like more recognizable players in terms of, you know, like Xhaka just won the German league and the German Cup. You know, you've got Brilliant Bolo. You've got a squad that's full with a bunch of players that can make things happen for them. You know, and for Scotland, you can sort of list a handful of that 11 of that 23-man squad that can really be a game changer for them. I don't think that's going to be enough. However, you made a very good point about what you call it. If Scotland can get something out of this fixture, because we both agree that it's almost a foregone conclusion that Hungary doesn't get the points from Germany. So if Scotland can get a draw or win out of the Switzerland game, which is probably a very stretch to win, it does set them in a position to get the third spot from this group. You know what I mean? But they obviously have to go and get something from Switzerland, and that's the best chance they're going to get because after Switzerland they play Hungary, and then they have to win. They have to win Hungary to actually guarantee that they get that third spot. But they get a draw from Switzerland. They set themselves in a better cushion to actually go and get that third place finish in Group A. I want to talk a little bit about the defensive setup of the Swiss, right? Because we've got Rodriguez, we've got Fabian Schär, we've got Akanji, right? And these guys all play first team for their countries, the country for City. Rodriguez is a guaranteed starter, one of the oldest players from this Swiss national team. And then Fabian Schär, we know plays for Newcastle, is a fantastic full centre back as well. Looking at that team and the goalkeeper as in Jan Sommer, who is also one of the best goalkeepers to watch. I actually think that Switzerland might be. You said Germany to finish first, but I think Switzerland might actually go and give them a run for that first spot. I think so. And then you've got obviously Granit Xhaka and Ruben Vargas, Shaqiri. These guys can run that midfield so well, and I think they might be able to actually give Germany a go. The only thing I think they lack, the Swiss, is their forwards. They only got Mbolo. You know, that Guadawu Dua is a 20-year-old. That was his debut in the game. It was his debut game for Switzerland. You know what I mean? So they don't necessarily have that much attacking prowess, but the rest of the squad is pretty strong, and I think they might give Germany a run for that first spot in Group A. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, look, I think that you are right. You know, I think it's supposed to have a good side. I think one thing about Germany, I think the experience might just get them through to finishing top. You know what I mean? But Switzerland, they've got a very, very good side, a very interesting side to take to watch. You know what I mean? So let's see what they can do. If they finish top of the group, fair play to the Swiss. You know what I mean?
Fair play to the Swiss. That's exactly that. Exactly that. But we move on. We move on. So that was the picture that's going to be taking place on Wednesday, right? So we are going to.
Yo, I'm coming now, quickly now, yeah, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries, no worries. We're all going to be moving on to our Thursday.